Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Lockdown 23 and 1. Today, we're going to witness the sentencing of Aiden Fucci, the young man who happened to have taken the cheerleader's life, Tristan Bailey. So let's see what he's going to be sentenced to, and then I'm going to give you my 2 cents as to what might happen or what might be in this man's future in the Florida Department of Corrections. But one thing's for sure and 2 things is for certain. You can definitely tell someone set him up with this jumper. They gave him an extra schmedium. The Velcro ain't even strapping all the way. You might not know this, but in prison, jail, they give you a skin-tight suit like that. That's complete disrespect. Might be setting you up for the hunt of the cheeks.
This case is probably the most difficult and shocking case that this county in St. Johns County has dealt with. In the 20 years that I have been, or 16 years that I have been practicing law, and the 30 years that I have lived and worked in this all of Northeast Florida, this case is one of only a very small few that had this level and this type of impact on the community.
Northeast Florida, that's like the Panhandle, ain't it?
This court gives this factor great weight. The effect, if any, of immaturity, impetuosity, or failure to appreciate the risks and consequences of the defendant's participation in the offense, and the effect of the crime,
He seems very calm and collective.
and the nature and circumstances of the offense committed by the defendant. These factors are somewhat combined.
Now, a lot of people might see this and say the guy probably has no idea what's about to come his way. But if I were to guess, his attorney probably showed him the worst case scenario that's going to unfold. So he probably already put in his head, he's trying to get it done and over with. That's why he's so calm and collective.
114 stab wounds, 49 defensive wounds, 35 wounds to the head and neck, 29 to the back and shoulder, and 6 fatal wounds.
Hold on, man. I didn't know he did all that. Gotta hear this again.
114 stab wounds, 49 defensive wounds, 35 wounds to the head and neck, 29 to the back and shoulder, and 6 fatal wounds.
39 wounds to the head and neck. My condolences to that girl's family. I got 4 daughters. I can't even imagine someone doing that to them.
This court has reviewed and seen more than its fair share of autopsy photos. The autopsy photos in this particular case were particularly difficult.
I bet.
The 49 defensive wounds indicate that Tristan Bailey was conscious, that she was aware, and that she was doing everything she could to fend off this attack.
Another thing that a lot of people will learn when they go to prison or just see someone get into a knife fight. Some people can get stabbed over 20 times and still be fighting and moving when the adrenaline's pumping. So that causes the person to keep on stabbing an individual until they stop moving. And even after they're dead, sometimes they keep on moving and they'll keep on stabbing. But there's other times where people stab someone over 100 times just because that's really what they wanted to do. Not because they think the person's still alive. They just are a maniac.
She suffered a painful, horrifying death from someone that she trusted. Her screams were most likely stifled by her own suffocating lungs. He lured her into a secluded place in the woods near his home, a person that she trusted, and he led her there under false pretenses. There was a heightened level of premeditation in this case. Based on the prior statements that he made to his girlfriend and his friend, he indicated that he was going to kill someone. At which point he determined that it was going to be Tristan Bailey, I don't know. But there was going to be a victim.
He's shaking his head. Maybe there's something there that he doesn't agree with. But at the same time, you know he's playing every last second of this in his head right now. You got to be one strong puppy to block that memory out, especially if someone's talking about it.
He indicated that how he was going to do it, that he would take them into a wooded place, that he would stab them, he would kill them and then run away so that he could keep on killing.
Damn.
He told his best friend that he wanted to kill someone to see what it felt like, and he wanted to watch them bleed out.
Wow.
This particular crime was committed with the weapon of choice as a knife, which he nicknamed poker.
What?
That required a up.
He nicknamed his damn knife Poker, man. This guy was built for prison. Well, I'm going to give you my 2 cents at the end of this, what I think is going to happen to this individual. And, you know, some people might not like it, but some people might agree with it.
Up close, personal, type of murder that is rare. It's unique.
Yeah. Yeah.
The court accepts that in 2019, of all juvenile arrests, only 7% were violent and only 1% of those were homicides. This crime is clearly an outlier, and it was shocking, and it is shocking to the conscious.
Your Honor, nothing shocks me coming from Florida.
This court finds that the defendant's participation in this offense was not the result of immaturity or impetuosity. He understood the risks and consequences of his actions. He previously told his girlfriend that he was going to do this. That clearly shows that he had been planning it. He attempted to cover it up by disposing of the murder weapon and throwing it into a lake. He then attempted to conceal evidence by hiding his shoes and shirt and jeans, taking a shower, stealthily entering his home, and then the actions immediately after, with the Snapchat videos in the back of the police car and the story that he made up about pushing her and her hitting her head, which was clearly refuted by the video evidence in this case. All of that shows, and this court finds, that this was not an immature or an impetuous type of crime. It makes it unique. It makes it extraordinary.
The girl's staring him down.
What is also very troubling is that this crime had no motive. This was not done out of greed. It was not done in retaliation, retribution, or revenge. It was not a crime of passion. It was not a crime that was committed because he felt rejected by her. It was not done in a fit of uncontrollable anger.
So he just did it for nothing?
There was no reason.
Wow.
There was no purpose.
This guy might be a true
It
psychopath.
was done for no other reason than to satisfy this defendant's internal desire to feel what it was like to kill someone.
Wow.
It was committed in a cold, calculated, and premeditated manner without any pretense for moral or legal justification, and it was heinous, atrocious, and cruel. This factor and this factor alone makes this case and this defendant more than just unique.
Smoke
It
him.
is for this reason and all of the reasons previously stated that leads this court to the conclusion that there is only one appropriate sentence in this case.
Death.
Mr. Fucci, if you and your attorneys would please rise. Counsel, is there any legal reason why this court cannot impose sentence at this time?
No, sir.
Mr. Fucci, having entered a plea of guilty to the crime of first-degree murder, I adjudicate you guilty of the premeditated first-degree murder of Tristan Bailey. I sentence you to life in prison. Because of your age, you are eligible for review of the sentence in 25 years. I order the Department of Corrections to notify you when you are eligible to apply for your review hearing. Madam Clerk, if you will please impose the minimum fines and court costs. Mr. Fucci, you have 30 days to appeal the legality of this court's sentence. If you wish to appeal but cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you. You will be taken back to the Duval County Jail and then transported into the Florida State Prison System. We are adjourned.
Duval. Now, like I said, I ain't heard too much about this story. Whenever there's an extremely popular case out there, I try to kind of let it go for a while. Once everything's out in the open, then I'll go and start watching and reading about it. But man, I had no idea this guy did it for absolutely nothing. I thought it might have been some kind of, love-hate relationship type of thing. But if he truly did it for absolutely no reason, he should never leave prison again. 25 years from now, they say that he'll probably go in front of a parole board. And if I were to guess, they'll probably release him if he has good behavior in prison. It's like that with the majority of juveniles. They like to try to give him a second chance 20, 30 years down the road. But this guy, I don't think deserves one at all. But what's going to happen to this guy in the Florida prison system? See, this is the thing that a lot of people could probably look forward to if they want a little bit of justice. Florida prison, not only if you got dirty charges like this, you could be terrified of the inmates, but also the guards. I've heard many stories, people coming onto the channel breaking down how they're scared of the guards more than the inmates in certain establishments in Florida. So if I were to guess, this guy might not even make it to see that 25-year parole. And the way that they had that skin-tight jumper on him, man, they are disrespecting him all the way around. They're probably waiting for him to get to the penitentiary. Is he going to stay in PC the rest of his 25 years? I strongly doubt it. I mean, you got to be a mega superstar or something like that to be in PC for that long. But at the same time, who knows, man? Because there are situations where individuals, they never get touched. They're living a peaceful life, like Chris Watts is living a peaceful life in their whatever kind of lockdown cell block they got. Another view on protective custody as well is a lot of people say to themselves, why can't they just go to mainline and let the inmates handle them? It's because even guys like this have loved ones on the street. And if they end up dying in prison because they went to a cell block knowing damn well they would die, then they're going to try to sue them from every angle. So they try to check their angles. They don't want to lose no money. They throw them in the PC block, even though they probably themselves don't even want them in there. That's just the way things go. But can he get got in PC? Yeah. I've had a lot of stories over here about that subject in the Florida Department of Corrections, man. Anything is possible. But anyways, hopefully you enjoyed today's episode and really keep a close eye on who your children are hanging out with, man. I know you might want to give them all the freedom in the world, let them do whatever, don't never check their phones or anything like that. But nowadays, you got to worry about every angle, man, because there's psychopaths like this guy out here running around. Anyways, until the next time, ladies and gentlemen, I salute to every last one who's been supporting me since the beginning, and everybody who's just now joining the lockdown compound. Y'all be easy, be safe, and stay free.